Hello, everybody. Let us look into the new admission procedure for Mangalam College of Engineering, which has been designed to overcome two problems that we have in our existing admission procedure. First is the transparency issues, and the second is to have a better control over students who exit without taking admission. The new admission procedure basically has several levels which are dealt by starting from the reception office to common counselor, then going to the department for counseling and admission, finally confirming the admission in the college office by submitting the certificates, going to the admission officer, Ms. Nima George, to submit the fees, finally going to the principal, and then meeting the management representatives at the very end before exiting from the college. All faculty must take care that every candidate who comes to the college for admission meets the management representative before exiting the college. Let us look into the procedures that go into each of these individual levels, starting from the reception office. Any candidate which comes for admission has to enter only through the main lobby of the main building. The other two ends of the building will be closed, and parents or students cannot enter from those gates. Once they reach the reception will basically provide with this admission inquiry process form, which is being introduced new for tracking the candidate throughout their admission process. As you may be able to see, the admission inquiry process form has three sections: the first section, the second section, and the third section. This will be kept by the reception. The second part will be going through all the levels of admission that we have seen, and finally it will go to the floor manager, and the last part will be given to the student for any future communication. Let us look into the first portion. In the first portion, we have the details which are to be filled by the reception. First is the token number. The token number will always have the format E for engineering, A for arts, B for architecture, P for polytechnic, and O for others. So suppose if an engineering candidate comes, his token number will be E, then the date and month. For example, today it is 4th of June, so it will be 0406, and then followed by the inquiry number. For example, up till now 251 students have inquired at the reception, and this candidate happens to be 252nd candidate, then we will write 252. This is basically done to get what is the total number of candidate at any point of time, and the date in which they had sought admission, and the branch in which, and the course in which they had inquired about the admission. The reception will also ask for which course the candidate is applying, whether it is BTech, BArch, Arts, Polytechnic, or others. The BTech, if the candidate is for BTech, they will put a tick sign here, but they will never ask for the branch. The branch will only be asked by the common counselor. Then they fill up the name of the candidate with the gender, whether it's a male or female candidate, then the parent's name and the contact number of the candidate. Finally, the address is also written. The session for floor manager is not filled and it is kept blank for the floor manager to input the value at the very end. Next, the reception desk will also fill the admission inquiry Google form through their smartphone. We will have two Google forms. One is for inquiry, that means the admission inquiry, and the second one is for admission itself. After the candidate has agreed for admission, the second Google form will be filled. So the first Google form will be filled by the reception for the basic details, and then the candidate will be sent to the next level. The next level is the common counselor level, wherein the candidate will be sent by the reception to the common counselor office. The common counselor office will be the one which has been used by Mr. Sebastian and is the first room in the lobby. Once the candidate enters the common counselor room, the first thing that the common counselors will ask is, have you come here due to someone's counseling? If they answer yes and tell the name of the person, that particular faculty is assigned as the referee. Referee is the faculty who has referred the student to the college. Now, the referee is fixed by common counselors only. Once the referee is named by the common counselor, then the credit for bringing the candidate will go to the referee, or it may be even two referees. The credit is decided by the common counselor. If the answer is no, then the common counselor will ask the second question. And the question is, give your department preference. If the department preference is given, with the first preference to a particular department, second preference to another department, like that, for the 5 departments, if the preference is given one by one, then since there is no referee, the first department choice, admission coordinator will be written in the place of referee, but it will be no longer called as a referee, but it will be the admission coordinator. The credit will only go for for the referee, if there exists a referee. If there exists no referee, the credit will go to the college itself. Next, if the candidate is still having no preference, then based on the discretion of the common counselor may decide that the student should first be sent to a particular department, and the admission coordinator of that department will be named as the person in charge, and the first counseling will go to that particular department. If the candidate is not satisfied with that department, a second counselor, third counselor, like that, many counselors may be called by the common counselor. Whatever is the procedure that is being adopted by the counselor, the common counselors, has to be updated in the admission inquiry Google Sheet as I have just now shown. Now, if a referee is there who belongs to Department A, but the choice of the candidate happens to be Department B, it also happens to be Department A, then the candidate is sent only with that referee. Whereas, if there is a referee that is referred by the candidate and that referee belongs to Department A, but the choice of the candidate is of Department B, then the candidate is sent with the referee and the admission coordinator from the Department B. And throughout the process, the referee can basically sit throughout the counseling session. If there is no referee, but the candidate has a choice Department B, then the candidate is sent only with the admission coordinator, and the admission coordinator has to handle the candidate till the last process. Whereas in these two cases, the referee is the one who has to handle the candidate till the last process. Now, if there exists a choice wherein there is no referee for the candidate as well as the candidate has no special choice, then the candidate will be assigned a selected counselor from the list of selected counselors, and the selected counselor will take care of the candidate till the next procedure. So here it is the responsibility of the referee. Here also it is the responsibility of the referee. Here it's the responsibility of the admission coordinator of the department to which the candidate has been given due to his choice. And the last case is when the candidate has no referee, no choice, and it's the selected counselor who is handling the candidate. In that case, the selected counselor is the one who is responsible till the next procedure. Once this is decided and the information is updated in the admission inquiry Google Sheet in digital format, after that the candidate moves to the department. The counseling happens in the rooms designated for the counseling session that have been allocated to various departments all these years. It will be mostly in the ground floor of the main block. After counseling is over and the candidate is interested to know the fees, the next job comes of the fees coordinator, the department fees coordinator. The department fees coordinator is the only person who can describe the scholarships and the tuition fees and the fee structure to the candidate and the parents. No one else can decide the final fees. Once a particular scholarship is selected, the end result of whether the admission will be done or not is going to be totally dependent on the department fees coordinator. The department fees coordinator has to convince the candidate to take admission for the fees. After this, the candidate may decide to take an admission or to not take an admission. If the candidate does not agree to take the admission, in that case, the referee reports back to the common counselor who assigns the next counselor from the list of selected counselors. So there is a list of selected counselors from which the common counselors can pick and give to the candidate for the next level of counseling. Like that, there are 5 stages of counseling that can be done for each department. If the candidate is still not agreeing to any of the counselors, the final decision will be taken by the management representatives, who will do the last counseling, and the last counseling will be done by the management. First, it will be either done by Advocate Abraham Chettusheri. If he is not available, then it will be done by Mr. Prakash Matthew. If he is not available, then the candidate can be referred to the chairman's office. In any case, if the candidate is not agreeing for admission, the candidate cannot exit the admission process until the management has seen the candidate. It's the responsibility of the department and the HOD of the department wherein the current counseling process is taking place, that they at least see the management before exiting the admission. If the candidate agrees for the admission, the following steps have to be taken by the referee in coordination with the admission coordinator and the HOD. The first thing is to complete the admission Google form. This is the second Google form that they have to fill, the referee has to fill, or the admission coordinator of the department has to fill, from which a admission Google sheet will be made by the office. Then the complete application form hard copy, as we have done in every year, has to be filled by the candidate. Similarly, the fee structure, which is signed by the fees coordinator and the parent, has to be completed, and all these processes have to be updated in the admission inquiry procedure form by the department as it is shown here. So suppose if a particular candidate has joined ECE department, has joined for BTech of ECE department, then a similar entry has to be done in the admission inquiry procedure form. If the fee structure has been explained, yes has to be written here. This time we will be giving a fee structure form which has basically a duplicate. So there are two portions. One is the duplicate. Both of them have to be filled by the fees coordinator of the department. Write the details of the candidate, explain all the fee structure procedures, come up with what is the scholarship that can be offered to the candidate, and finally tell them what their yearly fees is, and then get the the fees coordinator has to sign, and then get the sign from the parent. This has to be done in both the forms, and this fee structure form has also to be given to the candidate. But the department will give or will fill the fee structure form only if the candidate has agreed for admission. If they have not agreed for admission, until that point this form will not be filled. Departments and common fees coordinator, the college fees coordinator has to take care of this particular aspect. Also remember that this form, after completion, one half has to be given to the parent by the office and by not the department. So this form will be filled and a copy of that will be given to the parent only if the certificates are submitted in the office. If the certificate is not submitted in the office, then this fee structure form should not be filled or be ready to be given to the parent. Next, the referee moves to the admission desk at the office, which is called as the office admission desk. It will be handled by Mr. Anil, and the referee or the admission coordinator has to coordinate with Mr. Anil to collect the application form, hard copy, the fee structure form that has been filled by the department fees coordinator, and the certificates, the original certificates of the candidate. And then the the office admission desk will give back the half of the fee structure form, the certificate receipt for the certificates that have been collected, and then the Google admission form that has been filled by the department. A printout of that will be taken at the office, and that also will be given to the parents. 2 copies of that will be taken. 1 copy will be given to the parent, and the second copy has to be given at the principal's office at the later stage. Then the admission office desk will basically update the information in the admission Google sheet, and then it will also update the admission inquiry procedure form that the candidate is having or the referee is keeping with them, and fill the application received, yes, certificate received given, yes, the Google sheet update has been done, yes. Once this is completed, next the candidate is sent to the admission officer. The admission officer is Ms. Nima George, who will look at the fee structure that is there in the hands of the parent and collect the fees or the admission fees or any booking fees that is the norm of the college. After that, the admission officer will update the admission Google sheet and update the admission inquiry procedure by writing how much fees has been paid upfront, whether it is 5,000 or 10,000, whatever is the value, and also if the Google sheet has been updated, and then the candidate will be sent to the principal's office. In the principal's office, the principal will collect one of the printout of the Google admission form that was given to the candidate and is there with the referee, and principal will write a yes for the admission form collection and also update the Google sheet. Once that is done, the principal will interact with the parent to make sure that the candidate is satisfied with the admission and the procedure for admission was smooth for them. Finally, updating the admission inquiry procedure, the principal will forward the candidate to management. The management will basically interact with the parents and students about the admission process that they have gone through, and also ask about the various talents and hobbies of the students to find out if they are having any special talents so that they can be incorporated into the college band or college choir or sports team, etc. After this procedure, the candidate exits. Before they exit, the bottom portion of the form is basically torn and given to the student or the candidate so that next time when they visit, they know what their token number is, and the referee or the coordinator who had handled that particular admission. The whole process of these several layers is being controlled by the floor managers, and time is designated for each and every layer. For example, the reception has to complete the process in 2 minutes. The common counselor has to complete the procedure in 3 minutes, whereas the counseling process in the department has been given 30 minutes, but more time can be taken as the admission has to be confirmed. So this time period may take a long time. Then once the admission is fixed in the college office, at the maximum 7 minutes should be spent. Similarly, 7 minutes at the admission officer table, and finally the principal will interact for 3 minutes and the management for close to 5 minutes. Unless we maintain this time, the candidate and the parent may sometimes feel bored if the process keeps on elongating for too long. The whole process will be taken care by the floor manager, and the final admission inquiry procedure form filled by the candidate, by each and every person, is finally given to the floor manager, who updates the information in the common counselor's sheet as well as in the reception, and thus the procedure is completed. Thank you.